get the cake right to the side sex. Leave the fire and the roof stars stuff. On the grind like we're chasing the stars. For more to do valley, we've come so far. Talk about legends, yeah, we know the score. Ronnie and Bobby, we remember you more. From the highs of the Wembley fight to losing our trousers, still we ignite. Red and white with the pride, we're never gonna bow. Fighting like middlemen, hear the roar now. We're middlemen, we stand up tall. Through ups and downs, we give it all. For more to do.
Good evening and welcome to your latest instalment of Miller's Monday. And you may realise that we are running half an hour behind schedule. Our apologies. We just had a little bit of computer issues, let's say, while trying to set things up. Obviously, as you know, we had issues on one of the watch-alongs last week. And I don't know if it's linked to that or what, but yes, we do apologise. So there with us, we are now live. And I am joined this evening by the one and only voice of reason, and that is Pete. How are you doing, Pete?
All right, Bez, how's yourself?
Yeah, I'm getting there.
Yeah, obviously we've got that first friendly out way, haven't we? Parkgate, as usual. I think, is it Matlock next?
It is Matlock, yes.
Yeah. Obviously we might have a few more. Might have a play through door tomorrow, hopefully. Obviously we've got a few trialists, haven't we?
So you'll probably be aware that Lee's not here. Lee does normally run the Miller's Monday video, but yeah, I think something's come up quite urgently, so he's asked myself to kind of fill in, and it's one of the reasons I've only got two of us this evening, because obviously Lee would have been a third person. We have got more guests, hopefully, appearing on the podcast as we get towards or head towards the start of the season. I mean, for me, although I do, look out for Rotherham content and I look out for Rotherham updates and signings and what have you, my head actually still part of the World Cup. I don't know where your head's at, Pete, but I don't think I'll be able to look forward to the season or dread the season, whichever way it's going to be, until the World Cup's over. But obviously, thankfully, the World Cup will end at the weekend with the final being played on the Sunday. So are you in the same headspace, Pete, or have you kind of ignored the World Cup and you can concentrate on Rotherham? Where's your head at?
I'm just all England at the minute, mate. Obviously, I'm not getting to Rotherham until the season really starts, first league game. But yeah, friendlies, it's just to get fitness and stuff in it. Result doesn't matter to me in friendlies, but yeah, I'm just still stuck on England, me.
Do you think then? So obviously, whenever we have a bad season, sometimes the World Cup or the Euros in the summer probably helps you kind of get over the issues that you had the previous season and the despair that we had for Rotherham going down. And obviously, with the World Cup being a lot, an additional, I think, 16 teams in the World Cup, or 8 teams, whatever it were. Do you think that's kind of a welcome distraction? Because I believe that we're getting an additional week out of the World Cup. I think if you had gone back to 2018, when the last World Cup was in the summer, I think it would have ended the weekend just gone. Whereas we've got an additional week. So do you think that's helped things, or do you think it's almost delayed the fact that you can talk about Rotherham and delayed the fact that you can look at the signings and the squad, etc.? What do you think?
I'm a bit old-fashioned, me. I prefer the old World Cups. We hardly any teams in it, me. I think it's just, obviously they said the next World Cup's going to be even more teams, so it's going to be even longer. Obviously, you've got fans who will go over there. They're going to be spending more money, mate, aren't they? It's just getting beyond that. It's all about money. Obviously, then you take the eye off ball with Rotherham at the minute, because you go on X and stuff. There's nothing. There's no rumours. Obviously, there's 2 trialists, and that's how we're getting at the minute. I think that's a good thing, though, keeping everything under that and not leaking anything. I think it's been better this season with that. Under amateur, there were leaks everywhere, weren't there?
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, okay.
You know what I mean?
Quickly, before we get into Rotherham, I know it's a Rotherham podcast, but just quickly, with regards to England, what's your thoughts so far? And do you think England will go on and win the World Cup?
I did tip France at the beginning, mate, because I think they're another level, to be honest. We'll beat Arges. I think we'll beat Ardies, but I think it's going to be a bit controversial. I think we'll end up with a man sent off and they'll get a penalty. I think something's going to happen in game. It's not going to be a no bookings, no foul game, is it? It's going to be full on, mate. Obviously, they've already started singing about Falklands in changing rooms, and obviously I saw on X other day there were fans fighting in streets. So it's going to be a bit thingy. I think it's going to go off like.
Okay.
And they'll get looked after.
Yeah, I agree in terms of I think they will beat Argentina, and then I think it doesn't matter who they play in the final, whether it be Spain or France. I think both teams will probably beat England. I think England are better than Argentina, but I just think France and Spain are better than England. So in order to win it, they would need a lot of luck, maybe a dodgy decision going in their favour, or I don't know. France played so well and they missed so many chances. England get their one chance to score or something like that anyway. So yeah, I'm on the same page as you. Right, Rotherham United. Before we get into Rotherham, let's just read some of the comments. So, please do comment. As I said, there's only myself and Pete on. So the more comments that are put into the chat, the more I'll read, and the more questions I get, I guess you'll have from me and Pete. So yeah, we want as many comments as possible of yourselves. Right, Ben Woodcock, good evening. Ben, good evening to you, sir. Hope you're okay. Callum, Jamie Jealous, I don't know about that signing. There's talks that Rotherham are looking into a championship player. So I think I was there saying that Jamie Jealous is not sure about, and he thinks Rotherham have got their eyes on another player who's championship quality. I'll start with Jamie Jealous. So you might not know a lot about him, Pete, but from what you do know, what's your thoughts on him?
I've been looking at some stuff on him actually. So he's come from non-league. Then with the other season, he was like one of the best players in League Two at Walsall, wasn't he? Was tearing up. Yeah,
the season where they obviously were top for like 80% of the time, then obviously they ended up finishing fourth. Yeah,
we're proper tearing up apparently. Then obviously he's gone off the boil for some reason. He might just need a fresh start coming to Rotherham. That might get him. So we might see the old Jamie Jealous what Walsall had. So he might just need a fresh start. So it could be a good signing, mate. Also, I don't know much about him, to be fair.
I don't know a lot about him, but I did know that about, when you said he was good like 2 seasons ago when Walsall was obviously winning the league. What I do like about him, if you read Twitter, I do think sometimes when you read social media about a new player, sometimes you do get actual fans who will come on and they'll say, yeah, this player will be good for your club, and give reasons, or they'll say, no, it's not a great signing for you guys, and I'll tell you why. I see a lot of Walsall fans kind of say that they don't rate him, he's not that good. And to me, it's more like a hint of jealousy that they've left Walsall and come to Rotherham. I mean, I'm not sure if that's true, but I do get the impression of that. Now, one thing I have found out about him is that he seems to be a bit of a dick. So he seems to be one of them players where he probably walks onto the pitch and says, I'm better than you. And he probably don't just show it, he probably tells it. He's probably one of them constantly in like the opposition ear. And so that's the sort of player I think he is. I don't know if you've seen that yourself, Pete. Or
it just seems to me when I saw his interview, he just seems confident in his own ability, which is not a bad thing, is it? So
it's good, yeah.
More players like that, mate. More welcome to come to Rotherham if they want to play attitudes like that.
Just quickly, this is hard to answer because we don't know who else is going to come through the door. Do you think Jamie Jealous will be a starting midfielder for Rotherham next season?
I don't know, mate. Obviously, I've never seen him play, so it depends who else we bring in, doesn't it? If like that Rumours true, we're looking into championship player. Who knows? We could be bringing in.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't know, mate.
Yeah. Okay. Steve Gauntlet. Good evening up the Millers. Yeah. Good evening, Stephen, and welcome to Millers Monday. Callum IFC, a goalkeeper and a centre half from the championship, apparently, is what Callum IFC is saying. And then he goes on to say, Rotherham should give Hamish Douglas the captain. Now, I'll come to you again on this, P. I'll give you my thoughts first this time. I actually don't rate Hamish Douglas, and for me, I'd like to see him go out on loan to either a lower League Two club or a conference team or someone like that. So obviously, I'd with me thinking that, there's no way I'd give him the captain. So where do you stand on it all with Hamish Douglas, Pete?
Obviously, when he came into the team last year, I thought he did well, to be fair. He looked not a bad player. Obviously, he looks like he gets a few injuries. But with the captaincy, that's a no from me. Same way Rafferty. He's had captaincy now. Is it 2 seasons he's had it? Is it 2 seasons?
Rafferty, yeah. Well,
Yeah.
he didn't actually have it the first. Didn't someone else have it? And then he kind of...
Was it Clark Harris?
Was he Clark Harris? He was Clark Harris, yeah.
So, yeah. Yeah, I wouldn't have Rafferty captain either.
Okay, fair enough then. So, did you... On Hamish Douglas, would you keep him as part of the squad then?
Yeah, 100%, because obviously he can play midfield as well, can't he? So he's a bit versatile. You know where like injuries, mate, so we could do with him, to be fair. So I don't mind. I think I rate him, me. Good player.
Okay, fair enough then. Callum, 46 teams also, FIFA president is on Morgan, Argentina cheating. Yeah, and the thing is, we've already mentioned it, or Pete's mentioned it, but the way Argentina have kind of gone about themselves, and I guess it's not their fault, it's not their fault the referee keeps giving them decisions, to be fair, but it doesn't look good, does it really? It's almost like they're trying to make sure that Lionel Messi gets his last World Cup before he retires. So I am a bit worried about one, Pete, sorry, go on.
Yeah, when they played that, when Egypt players scored goal at tournament for me, and they pulled it all way back for a foul. What wasn't even a foul?
Yeah.
Obviously, say we Harry Kane overnight. They never pulled that back, did they? When Harry Kane got fouled. So it's looking like they want Argentina. I don't know what it is with him. I don't know. I don't like him.
Fair enough then. Samuel, Friendlies for me is usually a good sign of how the rest of the season is going, because is going to go, because it's set an example. And this is interesting actually from Samuel, because I have debates with one of my work colleagues about this, and my work colleague is one of them who says he doesn't look at Friendlies performances or results at all. And the examples he'll give, if he's a Sheffield United fan, he would say that Sheffield United lost 4-0 to Alfreton Town one season, and that season they get promoted. And he's always got that example. Whereas I actually disagree. I actually think that sometimes if you watch a game, I'm not saying that the result, I do get the results probably not that important, but I think that if you watch a game and you can see how the team are playing and the style of play, I think sometimes you can work out how the season's going to go. And an example of that was actually last season. Now, Rotherham went to, and I'm sure if we all went back to a podcast that we did at the start of last season, I don't know which one it was. It could have been the first one. It could have been 2 weeks in, 3 weeks in, whatever. But I'm pretty sure I said this right at the start. Rotherham played Harrogate last season and won 3-0. Okay. And I can be saying to mate, Harrogate will go down, because you could just tell they just looked really open. They had no ideas and they went down. Rotherham, although they won 3-0, they were trying to play a style of football where the goalkeeper flips the ball down his feet, passes to the centre-back into the full-back, back to the centre-back, into midfield, so on and so forth. And I can remember saying to me, now Rotherham never actually successfully transitioned to this style of play, okay? And 2 weeks later, they were playing Sheffield United in Accrington, and they got hammered in both games. And Matt Amshaw decided then that style isn't going to work. And that's why I think we struggled in League One, because he almost wanted to play his own style. He was too afraid that it would be catastrophic, and therefore went away from his own style. And that's why the club struggled. So my question to you, Pete, is, what Sam says here, do you agree that Friendlies are almost like a good guide as to how the season goes? Or are you someone who, no, all it is get fitness, get players adjusting to the tactic and new manager, and that's it? What do you think, Pete?
The thing is with Rotherham, I think it's going to take a lot of time for us to get our style of play in, because the amount of players we're going to bring in, it's going to be 12, 13, 14 in it. So we can't really judge Rotherham on Friendlies for me. I think it's just about getting the fitness, because I think I read something, they don't want to go abroad or anything, do they? They want to do everything.
No, they're not going to run out of for now.
So, I think it's hard with Rotherham, because they're going to sign that many players, Bez, so it'd be hard to work out what style of playing that is for me.
So is that,
'Cause that-
sorry, so you saying that then, you're obviously looking at from a Rotherham head, which is fine, and I agree with you because they will get. So do you think generally, though, let's say Rotherham are in a good position where they've already got 15 to 20 players and they only need to ring in 6 or 7, could you then judge pre-season and say, I can see Rotherham playing well here because of the pre-season, or is it still a no?
So we had, I don't know, so we've got a squad of 20 at minute, and we only need to bring 4 or 5 in. You'll have a rough idea, but the thing is, we're Rotherham bringing that many players in, new faces. That team what start at Park Gate might not even be a team what start season. You just don't know, do you? That's my view with Rotherham at minute because there's that many players coming in.
Okay, fair enough. And Sam, yeah, so I actually, it's a great question, to be honest, or a great comment. What are your, I know you said your thoughts there. Did you go to Park Gate, Sam? Because I didn't actually go. I can't go on a Friday. I have my lad who stays, and he's a bit too young at minute to go to games. So I couldn't go. So I wonder if you went, and what did you think, Sam, of the game? It'd be good to know. Callum, Samuel, I think Rotherham played rubbish against the worst team and should have won by 7. I think so. Keon Spence and James Jason is a good department, maybe. Again, thoughts on that? I mean, we'll talk on Keon Spence quickly. Obviously, he looked okay when he was fit for Rotherham, but the problem was he was never really fit. So, again, thoughts on Keon Spence in League 2, Pete?
I think he'll be our player at season, me to be honest, in League 2. If we keep him fit, I think he'll be outstanding. Another level.
Okay, fair enough then. Okay. This football club has let the standards so much that we're here talking about our best sign of the year from MK Don's LOL, which said that he did, Callum, yeah, and obviously he was in a bit of an angry mood, I think, Lee, on that podcast. Obviously, I was just trying to say that the Aaron the money I thought was a decent signing. I never said it was our best signing, our worst signing. I just watched him, and every time I've seen him, with Notts County. I've not watched it as much for MK on, to be fair, but at Notts County I watched him quite a lot, and I just looked at it, I thought I just was impressed with him. And it's one of them where, you know, when you're watching games and you think, oh, he looks good, and then you almost like follow his career for a year or two to see what happens, and then, you know, sometimes you'll come sign him and you think, oh yeah, that's that kid who I liked, and it was just that for me, really. He might not be going no good for over him, I don't know, but at the minute I'm quite happy with that signing. We've only signed 2 players, so we've still got another, 6 or 7 to come in, maybe. So yeah, I'll have to see what happens. They're under the investigation order. You know, they really? I didn't know that. Is that true? Is it, Pete?
I don't know, mate. I've not seen anything.
I've
been in bed all day, so I couldn't tell you. I've been on nights.
Bez, Hamish Douglas coming into the team inside of an unbeaten run. When he got injured, we started to say, how come you don't rate him? Can you be specific? Look, when he came into the side, I thought he did okay. Like, I don't think he didn't necessarily make loads of mistakes. He made the odd one mistake. He looks too, because obviously he's a very tall player, and the way I look at him, he's quite leggy, and he looks like he's got long legs, and he just looked when he had the ball at his feet, he just looked uncomfortable. And I get it, a centre back, you know, you're not necessarily wanting a defender to be comfortable, but I think because we're in League 2, we need our defenders to do more than just defend. And look, I think every club looks for those sort of players now. And I just think Hamish Douglas hasn't got that. Look, a ball gets played into the box and he'll head it away. That's great. A ball or someone who's attacking him, he might tackle that player. But I just think these days you need a bit more than that. And that's why it's not a case of maybe not rating him. I just think that, like, I look at Hamish Douglas and I think we can bring someone better than this player. That's what I'm trying to say. I don't think he's like, if Rotherham were like a mid-table or near the bottom of League 2, then I'd agree with you. I'd say, yeah, that's fine. He's good enough to get in the squad, but I'm looking for someone a bit better than a Hamish Douglas. And look, let's face it, he still made the odd mistake because he made a mistake against Burton, if I remember correctly. Was it his fault for the Burton goal? So he did actually make 2 or 3 mistakes, what cost us goals as well. What's your thoughts, Pete, on that? I mean, I know you've already spoke about him, but do you agree with YCC and IFC, or do you agree with myself? Or are you in the middle?
Obviously, he's only just coming through into the first team, so obviously more experience, he'll get better, mate, I think. I think he'll be a good asset, me. Obviously, he can play defence and midfield, so I think he might have a good season, but I don't think he'll start. I think we will sign a decent centre half. I think we will. We need like a leader at back.
A lot of it as well depends on the formation, because there's a massive difference from playing 3 at the back to 2. Like, it is an actual massive difference. And Hamish Douglas has only ever played, I think, in a 3 back. So maybe you're right, YCC. Maybe if Rotherham do play in a back 4 with fullbacks, maybe he's better in that system. I just felt he struggled, he made mistakes, and he didn't look comfortable with the ball at his feet. And you could tell that because he did cost us possession. It cost us a couple of goals from losing the ball as well. So that's the reason why I'm not a big fan of him. So come back at me though, at YCC, because I'm interested to know, like, my question to you would be, what do you like about him? And I don't want you to just say, oh, I like the fact he's good at in the air and he's good at tackling. What do you like about him that's more than that for him to be able to get into the side? Right. Callum never said he didn't rate him. I think, I don't. I never said I didn't rate him, to be fair, but I don't. I just think he's not good enough for this level for a Rotherham United side, as I just mentioned. So I kind of half said that, I guess. Some very encouraging signs that we can push top 3. So then we also made the 2 signings. Which is the 2 signings are you more impressed with? Just interested to know. Sam, I went to Portgate and they treated it as a kickabout under Paul. But under 4-1, we always treat it as an important game. We always won 5-0. And we'll come on to that then, Pete, because I was going to come on to the Portgate game anyway. I know that I didn't go. I know that you didn't go. I think you were working. So we've beaten Portgate 1-0, and it literally was a goal in the last 5 minutes to win us the game. Are you sat there concerned that they've only beaten Portgate 1-0, or are you kind of looking at what Sam said here, and it was just a game where Rotherham were trying to get some fitness into the players, and therefore the result don't matter? Like, even though every time we play Portgate, we always win. We generally win by 3 or 4 goals at least, if not more. So where do you stick with it? Did you look at the result thinking, oh, God, that's not good, only beat Portgate 1-0, or did you not even look at the result?
I think I printed up text. I think Parkgate going to first time ever favourites at game. But I don't. No, like Sam said, it's just a fitness happening first game. First time they've ever played together, some play, isn't it? So it's hard to say, really. Isn't it?
We've only got 2 signings, so a lot of these plays were here last season, weren't they?
Yeah, but obviously it's new coaches, new this, new that. See what he wants, a style of play he wants to put to players. Because you'll not find out against Parkgate, Bez.
No,
like Sam just said, it's just fitness for me. Like Paul 1 were different. Obviously, different to Paul 1. He just wanted to go at teams, didn't he? Obviously, we got his money's worth, didn't we? Going at Parkgate's on the wall.
Well, to be honest, I mean, Paul Warren was at the club for 4, 5, 6 years. I don't think he'll eat Parkgate every time, I'm sure there's if someone could just check for me, let me know, but I'm sure that under Paul Warren we might have either won one of the games just by a goal or 2, or we drew a game. I don't think we ever lost, but I'm sure there were one game where we didn't dominate in terms of the scoreline. So interested to see if anyone could find that out. Callum, Rotherham first, York second, Salford third. So that is Callum's predictions. What do you think to that then, Pete? Do you agree?
Yeah, I think Salford a bit team to beat, to be honest. They've signed some very good players, haven't they? York will have momentum going up, but I don't know who they've signed, to be honest. And if we start signing players, I think we'll be a force. I think we'll tear the league up, to be honest. It's going to be different this year. A lot different.
Well, what I will say on Salford, because Salford have signed a couple of high-profile players, and one of them is McCoy Longstaff. Now, don't get me wrong, if you'd have come to Rotherham, I'd have been happy, and I'd have felt, that's a great signing. Yeah. But don't forget, I don't think Macaulay Longstaff has actually scored goals at League 2 level. Now, I'm just going to quickly check. He go from Notts County straight to Millwall?
Yeah.
Like when they were in, obviously when they got into League 2. So I don't think, let me just check. I don't think he had a year in League 2. Am I wrong?
I think he was top goal scorer in National League, wasn't he? That
He
year,
were,
Notts
yeah.
County and Wrexham went up. But I don't think he really played in League Two, did he? Or did he?
I'm just checking that. So so they got promoted in 2023, and it says on 7th of August 2023. Langstaff did sign a new deal, so he did. He had 1 year in League Two, and he did score 20 goals in 27 games. Fair enough then. So he is a proven goal scorer then.
Yeah.
Pete, what are you going to say?
No. I'm just saying, yeah, obviously, he has scored goals at this level, so he's going to be a threat to me.
Yeah, that's fine. Well, I was going to say, you see, that it's a good signing. Obviously, I want Rotherham to sign him. I don't think he's proved at this level, but obviously, I'm wrong there. So
I love him at Rotherham. I'd love him at Rotherham. If he'd have signed him, mate.
If you could sign one of these players out of these two, which one do you pick? Macaulay Langstaff, whatever it is, or Paul Mullin, who would you sign?
Langstaff.
Interesting. Okay, interesting.
Yeah, younger.
Right, Sam, we won't kick into the season until 10 plus games in duplicate players. And yes, Sam, this is my concern as well, to be honest. I was thinking this other day. Obviously, the fixtures are now released, and we've got a difficult start. Chesterfield won at games. I think York's won at games. And I was thinking the exact same. It's like I've got a lad who I work with, and he's a Chesterfield fan. And I said to him the other day that I'm a bit nervous that we will play Chesterfield before we do kind of kick into gear. So I'm hoping we somehow at least get a draw, because obviously Chesterfield are a side who have been in division now. This will be their 4th season, I think, in a row. So, and they're expected to obviously hit top with Rotherham as well. So, yeah, I completely agree with you, Samuel. It does concern me that with the hard games at the start of the season. Golden Gates Force, if you expect the defender to do more than defend, I'd say you're wrong. Do the basics right and have a good season. Yeah, I do understand that point, Golden Gates. I think it's more to do with where we're at now in terms of football as a whole. If you went and watched, if you could somehow watch every single League Two game in that first week, I think you'd find that 90% of those teams' defenders are trying to pass the ball out of defence. They're not trying to just clear the ball or whack it clear. I think they are trying to, whether it be a simple pass to a fullback or a simple pass into midfield, I think these days you have to be able to do more than just head it and kick it. And that's what I was trying to say about Hamish Douglas. 15 years ago, Hamish Douglas probably would have been a great defender for Rotherham. Let's face it, some of Rotherham's greatest ever defenders are Chris Swales, who that's all he did. To be fair to Chris Swales, he did score goals as well, so that was good for him. They had like Brian Wilson, who ended up being good. They had David Artell, who literally, he couldn't play football to save his life. But I ask you, what defenders Rotherham have had in the last 5 years that do that role? And you're probably struggling to think of some. Now, there will be some there, but, off the top of my head, I can't really think of any. And you look at Rotherham's best ever defenders, Martin McIntosh, Carrie Arneson, these defenders actually could play football, and I think that's what makes them greater than players like David Artell or Guy Branston, let's say. So yeah, that's just my thoughts anyway. Obviously, I do take your point. If Rotherham are like on a losing pit, they're on a losing run of games, and they're not doing the basics right, then you should revert back to basics. Completely agree. But I still think that as a basic defender, you should be able to have your head up and play a ball into midfield or play a ball into the fullback or wherever it might be, or even play a direct ball into the corner for a striker today, so or whatever. Not just boot it. I can't remember the last time I remember a defender just booting it clear, unless they're under severe pressure.
How many times have you sat there, Bez? They're trying to play out from back, and you're just get rid of it. Just get rid of it. Stop messing about with it.
You're right. You're right, Pete. I do that.
I do it all the time.
I don't panic. Like when Rotherham do it, I do panic. But again, if you try and, it's because it's my team. If you try and flip it and you're watching another team pass ball around, are you ever there thinking just nick it off and we might score? But we never seem to I think it might be a Rotherham thing, but we never seem to be pressing high enough to win the ball back from their defenders. Like you think last season, it's a bad example because last season Rotherham were terrible, but I don't remember a goal where Rotherham closed a defender or a fullback down, won the ball high up and scored. Can you?
Nothing with Preston's Paul Warren left off with.
Oh yeah, so,
Not high up anyway. But no,
you're
I
right.
can't.
I do think that's because I'm a nervous wreck with Rotherham, and I just
Mm.
don't trust. And Rotherham could have, I know, Gerard Piqué and Sergio Ramos centre half. I'd still panic and like just get rid of it, because every time Rotherham have tried, and we've talked about this before, every time Rotherham have tried to change this style and go into like a passing style, they've never ever done it. They've always reverted back to like their original style, and that's why they went down under Alan Stubbs, because he tried to do that, it didn't work. That's why they went down on them. I'm sure, in my opinion, because he tried to do that, he felt it didn't work. What are you going to say, Pete?
If you can remember last season, we were playing Bradford at home. We both tried playing out from back, and it was terrible. Can you remember?
Yeah.
It were absolutely horrendous. We both conceded. I think we both conceded from it, trying to pass out at back. If you remember right.
We didn't concede. Didn't they miss like 3 or 4 1-on-1s?
Yeah, because we're trying to pass out from back. You see that? Just get rid of it.
Yeah.
It's catch-22, isn't it?
Do you not agree though that football? Do you not? Even if you put TV on, it's Bromley versus Exeter. I guarantee you'll watch defenders try and play football from back.
Yeah, because you know it's. I know the game's evolving into. I think it's Guardiola's fault, to be honest.
Exactly that.
Yeah, it's evolving, mate.
Yeah, Callum Marcus has left Preston. Yeah, he has signed for Mansfield, I think, which is fair play. It's a decent sign. Not. I still think Smith's quite old now, like 35, 36. And if we'd have signed him, I'd have been happy with that. Although I won't be happy because obviously he left to go to Wednesday, and I'm one of them Rotherham fans who I hate it when players do that. Obviously, Rotherham fans didn't like Dion Burton, and for me, you should treat Michael Swift the same way you'd treat Dion Burton, because he did the same thing. So I wouldn't have wanted him back, but decent signing for Mansfield, so fair enough. Gary Lillard, evening lads, do you think we'll get that kid back from Sheffield United? Thought he was out of contract. She's on about Jamal Baptiste, and I actually don't know the situation with him. So I'll go and find it now, and you just let me know your thoughts on Jamal Baptiste.
I thought we had a loan to permanent view, but I think that might have been for League One. I'm not sure. I think we was going down, might have thrown it out. I'm not sure.
Okay. Well, it says here. So I mean, on the transfer market side, it does say he's still at Sheffield United under 21s. It says it doesn't say though, like when his contract runs out. It's like blank for some reason, so I don't know. It sounds like, I wonder if he's one of them players where he had a possible year extension and Sheffield United have not activated it yet. I don't know, because it's the contract expiry, like, where it says contract expiry is actually empty, so I'm not sure. I assume you'd take him, would you, at Rotherham this 100%. Season?
It will get him better for me, won't he? A bit shaky at the start, or it will get him more confident, won't he?
Yeah, he will. Yeah,
there's definitely a player in there. Definitely.
Yeah, agree. I can't obviously 4-2-3-1. I'd play for Rotherham, or 4-3-3, and generally speaking, those do seem to be the formations that work for Rotherham. I actually don't like one up front. I've mentioned this before, but I know Pete. I assume you'd like these formations, wouldn't you, Pete?
Yeah. Not 3 at back. I'm like wingers. Like 4-3-3 be perfect for me. 2 wingers, striker up the top, 3 in midfield. Yeah, solid that for me.
Yeah, and so Rotherham game is said Andy Cannon. So obviously that must be a rumour.
They mentioned that earlier, didn't we?
Yeah, much about Andy Cannon.
We're good at Rex. Were he on loan at somebody else last season as well?
Again, I don't know. I mean, I actually know him prior to Wrexham. He was Portsmouth, I want to say. Let's just have a look at his recent records.
Definitely have him.
You'll go on, Pete.
I think was it Bradford. I definitely have him, 100%. Be a good signing that.
So he started at Portsmouth. Well, Rochdale started that. Went to Portsmouth. Couple of loans. Ended up at Wrexham for 200 grand. Wrexham loaned him out to Burton Albion last season.
Yeah, I'd have him 100%.
Yeah. It'd be an okay signing for me, to be honest. Yeah. Michael's gone to Mansfield. Yeah, we've just discussed that, Sam. Yeah, he has gone to Mansfield. Calm, I know. Mills and Moore, just fitness lads, Mick Zero was also good evening. But yeah, good evening, Mills and Moore as well. We've discussed that as well, Mills and Moore, that, the game result doesn't mean anything. It probably is just to get fitness into the players, as well as maybe learning some tactical stuff. I don't know. But as you see, what I liked about Amish was that he was thrown in because of an injury crisis, and in my opinion, he coped well. I think he has a good temper and clearly gave it all. And you know what, I actually agree with you there. But what I would say is, do you know when you've got a player and you don't expect a lot from them, if they have half a decent game, they probably look really good. So sometimes I think, and I'm the same, Hamish Drugs would have come in, we'd have all sat there thinking this player's going to be rubbish because Rotherham very rarely produce good youth players. And because he did okay, it probably makes him look better than what he is. So I was just wondering if you think, what I'm thinking there, do you agree with that, YCC? Sometimes we get a player and we think he's really good, like Tom Holmes. So Tom Holmes, I actually really liked. And he obviously had the first game was excellent, and then he obviously got injured, and then he never really recovered. But I just wonder if we didn't think Tom Holmes was like this brilliant player, maybe we'd have treated him a bit differently and thought he was better than what he is. Sometimes people's opinions can almost stop them from having a genuine opinion of a player. So what's your thoughts on that then, Pete? Do you not say, we automatically think the Rotherham youth player is not going to be very good because we never produce real, a lot of youth players. So then when they are half decent, they probably look better than what they are. Do you agree with that, Pete, or not?
You never know. But I do think Hamish has got some about him, Bez. Yeah, I think he could be a good player for us, me. Obviously, more he plays, better he'll get. So I think there's a player in the midfield and defence. He can play both, so he's an asset. So, yeah, I think he'll be around the team anyway. I think he'll play a lot of games, yeah.
Fair enough. Bristol Rovers to enter playoffs is first, and see how trials for that again. Yeah, so he's got Bristol Rovers going up as the playoff team with Steve Evans in charge. We need 3 or 2 again, please. So don't worry. I don't know if he's trying to say we need 2 or 3 more players. I think we need a lot more than that personally. What do you think, Pete?
Yeah, we need more than that.
Yeah.
Okay. There might be even 3 this week coming. There might be 3 in. You don't know, do you?
No. Samuel, look at the results of 40, and that was our lowest ever win. Yeah, well, yeah, it was. Yeah. And we can't get a lower win than that, can you? To be honest. But yeah, I'm not really sure what Sam's saying actually. Look at the results against Parkgate, and that was our lowest ever win. I think he may be being sarcastic, I'm not sure. But yeah, it obviously was one of our, if you like, poorer results against Parkgate. Millers and Moore, we get through to no issues, gents. It's not even a debate. Confidence there. So, what do you think on that, Pete? Do you think Ronald's going to get promoted?
I agree, mate. Yeah, I said it from the start. We'll go up, mate. Top 2, no problem.
Okay.
Even when players have been signing, they've been mentioning McLaren, haven't they? McLaren rang me.
Yeah, that's
it. I'm coming. So yeah, we'll be right. We'll be fine.
Russ. Evening, boys, up the Millers or the Million Millers or Mighty Millers, I'm not sure. Yeah, evening, Russ. Hope you're okay, matey. Welcome along. And Callum, Rotherham v Sheffield Wednesday closed doors, friendly rumours. Again, I haven't heard anything. Have you heard anything about that, Pete?
No, mate, no.
Okay. They do tend to have the odd closed door friendly, don't they? So it wouldn't surprise me if it was against.
We played them last year in a closed door last year, Wednesdays.
Well, we did. We played someone. Oh, we've definitely played Wednesday in a closed door friendly, like over the last 2 or 3 years. So I can remember Rotherham won the game, but I don't know if it was last season. I don't know.
To be honest, I think it was.
Okay. Could have been. YCC, a good point there is about not expecting too much from our own youth. I think, to be honest, it's very objective about your own team. Passion, fear of losing, etc. Always distorts how we see our team. And yeah, completely agree, YCC. And yeah, that's what I guess I was trying to say. I mean, look, it's weird because if you ask Pete his favourite ever Rotherham player, Pete would say.
That's an hard one, that, Bez, to be honest. Alan Lee.
You could cite any Rotherham player you've seen for this season in their prime. Who would it be?
In the prime.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. That many, aren't we? I'd have Tavernier back, to be honest.
Good signing.
James
Good signing.
Tavernier. Yeah.
Because you see, a lot of people will say, you know, I'm not sure they said Tavernier. He obviously was good, but a lot of people would say like a Lee Frecklinson or maybe even Michael Smith or Adam Lefondre or you know, Chris Swales, Martin McIntosh, etc.
I love another Talbot, a Stuart Talbot in Central Park.
Yeah,
we've missed that for years, haven't we?
Yeah, and you know what? Excellent. Stuart Talbot was superb. But you see, I always pick someone like who, don't get me wrong, he was brilliant for Rotherham, but he should have done better, in my opinion. The reason I picked this kid is because the fact he came through Rotherham's youth ranks. So every time someone says to me, who's your favourite ever Rotherham player? I always say Will Hoskins, because, look, is Hoskins better than Lefondre? I don't know. Is Hoskins better than Alan Lee? Probably not. But it was the fact that he's the best youth player I've ever seen at Rotherham. And his finishing, I think his finishing was just as good as Adam Lefondre's.
What about Sedgwick?
That's the other one. So every time I say Hoskins, a lot of people will say Chris Sedgwick back to me, and I think that's a good point. But
I rated Andy Monkhouse, to be fair. I thought he was quality.
But only one of those players, Hoskins, Sedgwick and Monkhouse, only one of those players play in the Premier League. And that was Hoskins.
Yeah.
The thing with Hoskins is I am. This is going to sound bizarre. I think that Will Hoskins could have been on the edge of a England call-up, because he obviously got two moves to the Premier League. One, I think, was with Watford, which was direct from Rotherham. And what happened were, and this kind of proves a point, he got his move to Watford. It never worked out. He ended up dropping down like players do. Ended up at Bristol Rovers. He must have thought, do you know what? I don't want to drop any further down. So he worked hard, scored his 25 goals, got another move to the Premier League in terms of Brighton, and then he probably thought, I've made it, so I'm going to kind of toss it off a little bit. And I think that's the reason why he didn't get any further than what he did. I genuinely believe if you type into YouTube, Will Hoskins Rotherham goals, he scored 50 goals for Rotherham, and it's on there. Every single goal. And some of the goals that he scored, like the one where Cutler kicks and it comes over his shoulder and he just controls it and then loves the goalkeeper. I don't think any Rotherham player could do that ever. And this is why
I was at Wigan when he scored 2 on his debut. I was
16 years old, yeah. And this is what I mean. Like Cedric didn't do that. You know, Cedric was brilliant for Rotherham, and Cedric ended up being a consistent championship player. But I just felt that Will Hoskins had more about him.
I think the problem with Hoskins, he got too many injuries, didn't he?
Well, he drunk too much, because I loved Hoskins. And me and my mate was once, we'd gone to Mason's on a Thursday night when it used to be there, and we'd gone into town and we're walking into the nightclub Pop, I think it was, and Hoskins was in front of us. And he was just honestly, he was off his head, and he was trying to get in, and the woman was like saying something like, "You can't, you're too drunk," and he's saying, "Yeah, but I'm Will Hoskins." That's what he was saying, and he did get in eventually. But yeah, I just feel that if he'd have not had, I'm not saying he had an alcohol problem, but if he'd have not tossed it off, let's say, I think he would have been a Premier League player and a consistent one. I really do, but we'll obviously never know. Right, Mills and Moore, closed door, open door, who cares? Not really sure what that's about. Rotherham wins the league end off. Yeah, hope you're right, Mills and Moore. I knew you were going to say, so Tom, I know he was a big fan of Mark Robbins, to be fair. And Mark Robbins was also a finisher as well, to be fair. He was excellent for Rotherham. Gary Lee was John Steesman, a brilliant player, like a bit too before my time, that Gary. My dad always goes on about how good John Seasman were. So, yeah, it must have been good. Do you know about John Seasman, Pete?
Not really, no. Before my time as well, Bez, to be honest.
Fair enough,
yeah.
YCC, it's always good to offer opposing fans after the game. They sometimes have a more balanced view of our players than we do. Likewise, we probably can give a more balanced view on their players. And yeah, right, I agree. Like sometimes, especially if Rotherham's won, it is good to kind of get a fan who's been at the game and they're not some sort of keyboard warrior typing rubbish. You know they've been to the game because they're there in the pub or whatever. And like you said, they'll just be honest about what they saw. Sometimes we don't like a player and he has one good game against that team, and therefore you're thinking, why don't you like this player? I can remember Rotherham, I used to hate Derek Asamoah. He used to score against Rotherham every single time, and I don't think he was that good a player. But
It's Southend when he scored. Was it 3 against Rotherham? Southend.
I don't know about that. I just say he scored. He played for Northampton, I know that. Yeah. I just say he scored pretty much every time he played against us. Russ, I'll cast judgment when I see who we bring in. Can't go saying what we're going to do and not do until we get signings in. So not a rough idea at the minute. But we're a big fish in League 2 and should be without signing Aragon. So we need to be a force this season. We're backed up by the chairman and so on. Hoskins went to Watford with Lee Williamson, both of them. Yeah, they were both good. I agree, completely agree. And yeah, I think you're right. To be fair, Rotherham are a big fish in this league, and they really should be at least fighting for those top 3 finishes. I agree. Do you agree with that as well, Pete?
Yeah, like Bushy always says, we should be dropping his standards. We should be the top team in that league. I agree with Bushy, what he says. Yeah, why not? Obviously, McLaren hasn't come for no reason, has he? He's building a project, and I think we'll be top 2.
And just on that, now you've mentioned him, so I wasn't going to talk about Steve McLaren, but Steve McLaren has now been here, I think, 2 months, maybe 6 weeks, I don't know. And I think the most Rotherham fans are probably happy that he's here and happy that he's come. A bit like me, they're probably surprised that he's come, but he's here. And I think you were, someone who would happy that he came as well. We're 2 months in. We've only really made 2 signings. Where's your head at with how good a job Steve McLaren's doing so far?
We don't know what he's doing behind the scenes, do we? Like, are they doing extra things on training ground? We don't know what he's doing, so we don't really say what he's just been up to. He just goes on about recruiting players and stuff. So, give him a chance, and I think he'll get it right, McLaren. He just speaks well when you see his interviews, doesn't he? When it comes on YouTube, as you watch him, he's like, he speaks sense. Him. We're not anybody at club like McLaren, to be fair. If you look at his CV, he's done everything, can he, in game? So I think McLaren will get it right, mate, and I think we'll be a force. It might take us a few games to get going, but I said once that clicks, I think we'll be fine. We'll be top 2. Yeah.
Fair enough. FFS, there's Quan Hoskins. Yeah, again, like I said, I've given the reasons for it. He had the most natural ability that I've probably seen as a Rotherham player. And, there's a reason he went for about £1 million from Rotherham, and he also went for a million or maybe even 2 from Bristol Rovers. I'd love to know out of all our players who have gone on who Rotherham would have made the most money on. I don't mean like they sold they sold Will Vaulks for like $2 million. That's our highest fee. If you total up all the fees after the play's been sold, I bet Hoskins is number 1 because he had the 2 moves where they were, I think, at $1 million and $2 million, and then he had the odd 500k, 250k, etc. So I mean, I'll try and find that out actually, but I can't think of enough off the top of my head.
Alan Leo cost a few quid, wasn't he? He went for a few fees, didn't he?
We only got 800k for him though.
Palace paid for like 1.1 million for him as well.
I don't know.
Signed him.
I felt, I'll just check actually now, but I felt that Alan Lee went on a free a lot of times. So let me have a look what it says on what's the website called? It's Transfer Market, because they tend to have, if I can find it anyway, there we are. So according to, it's not even there, it's website's not working. I'll have a look later and I'll let you know, but I'll try and find out how many transfers, how many transfer fees, if you like, Alan Lee had. I'll just try again. Alan Lee Transfer Market. See if that works. Yeah, I'll see if that loads up. For some reason, it's not. There it is. It's loaded up now. Here we go then. So, according to Transfer Market, Alan Lee had. Okay, it's only after Rotherham. So Rotherham bought him for 220k. These are euros, so 150k. They got $1 million for him, to be fair. So $1 million to Cardiff. Then he went to Ipswich for 150k.
Oh, did he?
Then he went to Crystal Palace for 840k. So you're right. And then he had one more transfer to Huddersfield for 400. So yeah, his is not going to be as high as Oskin's. So yeah, there you go. I'm going to say a lot of free transfers, I think. Right, moving on. Russ, Rotherham's the best striker I've seen in flesh at Rotherham Country. Yeah, again, I did see him, but I was quite young at the time, so I don't really remember him, to be honest with you. My the play that I remember when I was a young lad as a striker, because I got his number back in the street. I remember Imre Varadi. That was the first striker I properly remembered. YCC, John Seasman and Kerry Arneson are the most technically gifted players I've seen for IFC. Kerry Arneson is a technical director of his club in Iceland. Let's see, look at IFC. Do you agree with that then, Kerry Arneson, Pete? Technically gifted players you've ever seen at Rotherham?
Yeah, probably. Obviously, he had a mistake in him though sometimes, didn't he?
He did.
He used to make me nervous. Yeah. When he used to pass out front back, it used to frighten me. But yeah, he probably is one of the most gifted players, yeah.
Were you not a big fan of Kerry Arneson? Is that what you're saying?
No, I liked Arneson, but he used to scare crap out of me. He used to be at back with ball and try and take a player on in front of him. It's like, what are you doing? Just pass the ball. It used to frustrate me, Anderson. Obviously, always trying to pass it out, looking for pass it back. It used to drive me mad. But it was good, Anderson. Yeah, it was good. He was better in midfield, wasn't he?
I agree. He was. Yeah. I'm Benny. Yes, you're right, Sam. I had forgotten.
Benny.
Yeah, he's right there, Sam. So that's quashed my Waskin's theories.
Yeah, put it out, water.
Yeah, he's there. Yeah, well, you forget, don't you? You do forget. Benny was sold from Luton Tips for $8 million. Yeah, you're right. And then Milton Moore's gone. Go to. I don't even think we got that much of a fee for Sean Go to, did we?
Bristol City.
I think so, yeah. He only went as well, Tom. He only went from Rotherham to Bristol City to Man City, and that were it. After that, they were all free transfers. So I'll just check Goater now.
Did we buy him from Man United, or were he a free? We went from Man United, didn't we?
According to Transfer Market, we did pay about 40 grand for him.
God, great bargain.
Yeah, he got sold for 350 grand to. Right, so according to the Transfer Market, they've not got how much Bristol City paid us for him. They don't know. But he cost 350 grand for Man City. Then Man City sold him to Reading for about 600 grand. And all the rest were free transfers. So, yeah. Ben, great show so far, lads. Yeah, cheers, Ben. Thank you very much. Glad you're still watching. Russ, Sean Goats let go for next to no 2 criminal. Class and scoring his daily with Brentford in a 2-1 home win back in 89-90 season. I was at Rex in 92 when we got thrown out the raid course to go to got all 3-0 win, goes to finisher. Yeah, and I remember that game actually, the Wrexham game. I was only a young lad. I'd have been 8 at the time, and I'd gone to bed at 9 o'clock, and my dad came in at 10 and went, "David, Rotherham have won 3-0." That's all I remember about that game. Do you remember that game, Pete? The 3-0 win?
No, mate. No, I don't. To be honest. It's my time, but I just can't remember. No.
Yeah. Well, I can remember Rotherham had sold all that away end as well, and the game. They're not. I don't think they confirmed promotion. I don't know if they needed a point or something. I can't really remember. But they won 3-0, and the last game of the season. I'll let Russ try and answer it. Who was last game of that season, Russ? And I know the answer because I was there. But I will give Russ 5 minutes to give me the answer. Not only give me the answer, give me the scoreline and what happened in the game, because something else happened in the game. So I'll see if Russ can come back to me within the next 5 minutes. If you don't come back to me, I'll reveal all at the end of the show. And go to was at Reading 2. Yep, that's right. Go to was at Reading 2. Right. I've finally got through all the comments, and thankfully they've lasted a good 50 minutes there. So we'll discuss a few things, Pete, only lightly, because we've only got about 5 minutes left. So we've got our next 2 friendly games are Emily and Matlock. So question 1, will you be able to go to either? Are you going to either game?
No, I've got sports day tomorrow at school, and I've got the running club, what we do on a Tuesday as well. So yeah, no, I can't make that.
I'm going to Emily tomorrow, so I'll be going there. Thoughts on the games? I mean, again, do you really learn a lot from playing these types, do you think, Pete, or not really?
Yeah, I think it's still too early, isn't it? It's not even a week from Park Gate game, is it? Obviously, well, the new players might get a game because they've signing time now, so they might play. But I won't read too much into it, and if we lose, it won't bother me, mate.
Can you name one thing that we will get out of these games? Like, what will we get from playing these games?
Fitness in it.
Okay, fair enough then.
That's what I see.
Yeah, and to be fair, Tom does back you up as well. He says minutes in the legs as well. So yeah, completely agree. And then he says means now. Yeah, okay. Right, next, Sam Nombe. So Sam Nombe is still at the club. He obviously wasn't involved against Park Gate. Do you think Sam Nombe's already gone, or if he's not gone, do you think he's going?
He's gone. The club probably was bought in, told him not to play in the friendly, probably, and Robin's probably said, "Yeah, fair enough." He's definitely gone, mate. He'll not be back at the club. He's gone.
If he ended up playing tomorrow, what would you think then?
It's probably fallen through on it, but I don't think he's gone. I think he's gone, mate. He don't want to be here anyway, does he? So he's no loss to me anyway. I didn't mind him, but if you don't want to be here, get rid. What's part of players who don't want to be here?
Well, would you? Yeah, I mean, that's the thing, really. Ideally, you'd love to keep him. He'd probably do really well at this level, but would you keep him and then lose him on a free, or would you rather get 850k for him now and sell him? What do you rather do?
Get him out now, because it might be crap rest of the season, so not worth the risk, is it? If you don't want to be here, just get rid of him now.
According to Rotherham Gaming, MK Dons is done on 850k, and he's gone and good with it. So yeah, don't blame you. Okay, fair enough. Then moving on, Russ has come back. Chesterfield 1, Rotherham 1. Tony Cunningham scored equaliser, and ex-Mill Andy Morris scored, and Keith was off a Western goal. 100% correct, Russ. That is exactly what happened. So yeah, fair play on that. It's a shame that Rotherham couldn't get a win. I mean, one thing about Rotherham, which I've always been disappointed in, is that Rotherham in my lifetime have never won a league. They've always gone up by finishing second. And then, look, promotion's brilliant, so it doesn't really matter. I don't know, but I'd love to win a league, wouldn't you? Just one season.
That's my aim to win a league, because I'm not seeing it. So he's second, isn't it?
Yeah, because this game, right, I'm pretty sure if we'd have won the game, we might have won the league. I don't quote me on that. I'm not 100% sure. But we had at least 10 minutes against a goalkeeper who was a striker, and that Andy Morris. So, it looks like we're never going to win a league when we've got, look like that. I mean, we should have beat Swansea at home as well. Go on, Pete.
Can we Millwall, we're old Division 2, we went up to Division 1. Did we both finish on the same points that season and missed out on goal difference? No,
that season where they won the league by about 8 points in the end.
Oh, did they? I thought we finished on the same points.
Let's see, League One. I think it was it 1999, 2000, or was it 2000, 2001?
I'm not sure.
It was 2000, 2001. So I'm pretty sure they won it by quite a lot. No, it's not that.
I thought it was goal difference.
League. Say that again, sorry.
I always thought it was goal difference for some reason.
No, so I've got it here. I got it wrong anyway, but it wasn't goal difference. So Millwall finished on 93, Rotherham 91, Reading third on 86. So they were 2 points ahead of us. Obviously, we drew our last game. So unless Millwall won their last game, and that's where we could have won it, I don't know. I think right, actually, if I remember correctly, if we'd have won our game and they'd have only drawn, we'd have won league. But we ended up drawing and they won, so they were 2 points ahead. Yeah, fair enough then. Yeah, we were in away seats that game down Millmore Lane. Yeah, I can remember they've done that they did it a couple of times where obviously we're getting a big crowd and they put the home fans in behind the goal on the away side, and the away fans are put like in the side stand where the plastic seats was. So yeah, I can remember that. Russ knows the score, but literally he does. Yeah, he knows what he's talking about. Big Bruno, his nickname. Okay. I don't know who's on about there. We win this league, no issue. So Tom thinks we win it, no issue. I see us win Division 4 in 89. Yeah, I suppose I was alive for that then. If that's when they won. I know they won one league, obviously 89, but I'd have been too young to remember it. So I'd have been, 5 or 4, in fact. I'd have been 4, not 5. So yeah, too young for me. Kaylee, how are we singing? We are singing really well, thanks, Kaylee. Thank you. And then we drew 0-0 last game of the season with Cambridge at home and won league under Billy McEwen. Did you know that, Pete?
No. I don't know.
Fair enough, you do now. Right. I tell you, to be fair to Russ, he's got a lot of knowledge, to be fair to him.
He has.
He needs to get himself on here, really. Right, the last thing I want to just cover before we go is the 2 trialists. So the 2 trialists are the goalkeeper from Newcastle, Max Thompson, and the fullback, I think he is, James Furlong. So to you then, Pete, any idea who these 2 players are?
Not really, but I'm sure that keeper's played against us before in Thingy Trophy, hasn't he, for Newcastle? I'm sure he has. And that left back, he's had a decent career, I suppose, hasn't he? Been at a few clubs, hasn't he?
Well, I'm just looking at the fullback now. So the problem with the fullback is he's hardly played games. He's 24 years old, and I was right. He's left wing back. He's played only 40 games, or that's it. He's only played 40 games since 2019.
Has he come from abroad as well? Has he come from abroad?
Well, no. He's an Irish kid. He started at Shamrock Rovers. Brighton looked like they signed him, loaned him out. Then he's gone to Hull, loaned him out. And this must be someone who's obviously changed it, having a laugh. It says here that he's now plays for Maribor. That's what it says here. I don't think that's true though.
Did I see something advertising about that? I'm not sure. He has been abroad, hasn't he?
Well,
it might be right, that, you know.
According to Google, he's saying that he's signed for Maribor.
Unless he was there last year.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, last year, you're right, yeah. That's okay. So he joined Maribor on the 9th of February. But how would you out of contract then if he only joined then? I'm so confused.
Unless it's contract each month, I don't know how they work it abroad, I'm not sure.
We just say permanent deal as well. It says permanent deal. Maybe it's not James Furlong. Who said it was James Furlong then? He does say he's on trial there. I'm confused. So he signed for Maribor and his contract has ended according to this. So he's on a free. Okay, interesting. Okay. And then the other one, so Max Thompson?
Yeah, did he play against us? I'm sure he did.
Footballer. So he played for Newcastle. He's been on loan at Northampton and Chesterfield. So if he's played against us, it would have been Northampton, 23-24. Because that would have been the Steve Evans year when he got sacked, and then Matt Amshaw came in. So yeah, he must have played against us for Northampton. Okay, so we don't really know a lot about him, then do we? To be fair,
yeah.
So okay, right then. we'll leave it at that. I'm going to read some of his last comments, then we will leave it there. So, Kaylee Wilson, I'd like Wilkes to go on your podcast. Can you ask Lee? Yes, Kaylee, we will. I'll ask Lee and try and get him on. That would be classic. Would get him on, although it would be difficult because he's abroad. Andy Morris Bruno, right? Okay, that's I see where that's from. Apparently, he's been abroad to IV for lads. Okay, fair enough. And that's our last comment. So, bit of a strange podcast today. Obviously, we started an hour late, so our apologies. I did say we had some technical issues. So, if you've missed it, make sure you go back to the beginning and watch it again, because you can watch this on YouTube. Pete, thanks for joining me on tonight's podcast. Have you got anything else you'd like to say to our fans out there, or all the Rotherham fans?
Yeah, watch this space. We're going to walk the league. Look, we're positive this year, no negative from last year. You watch this space, yeah. You
heard it here first. That's going to get clipped up, that.
Yeah, get it clipped up. I'm confident.
We need someone to get that clipped up. Just so we can show it when Rotherham are bottom of the league.
No chance, mate.
ICC, enjoyed the podcast. Yeah, ICC, thanks very much. And I really enjoyed your contribution after today as well. Some really good and interesting, insightful comments. Obviously, we had the debate about Douglas, which I thought was good. And a Millers, well done, Bez and Pete. Yeah, thanks for that, Tom. Really do appreciate it. Good luck for yourself in the future. Right. Don't forget to like and subscribe. We are going to, this is it now. We are going to be doing Millers Monday every Monday from now on to the start of the season. Every midweek Millers on a Thursday with myself from now until obviously the start of the season. Then into the season we go. So don't forget to miss all that. I'm going to Emily tomorrow, so I'll probably send Lee a quick review of the game. Obviously, there's not a lot to talk about, but I will send him a quick review of the game, which will get uploaded. So make sure you do subscribe so you can watch that. If you go Emily tomorrow, then I might see you. So come and say hello, and that'll be quite good. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Thanks for all your support, everyone. Hopefully, we do have a better season this year. It can't be any worse, surely. And obviously, with Steve McLaren at the helm, I think things are looking more positive for him now, which is good. So, really appreciate everyone who's joined and commented. Thank you very much. Pete, thanks to yourself. Once again, up those Millers. See you all later.